Alright, so this is your project for the 6 weeks, Finding Angles project. So you are given some information, and using the numbers that they give you for the angles, you have to find the missing angles for each variable. And when you find them, you're going to put them in the blanks down here at the bottom. Now, you need to be very accurate whenever you are doing your math. Make sure that you are very careful, because if you mess up on one angle, then it may mess you up for the rest of the ones that you find, or a lot of the ones that you find. So you need to be very careful, okay? Now, if you copy from someone else, you'll notice these numbers are different. And that's a 120, that's a 119, a 102, and a 100. They are different. Same thing on this one, different numbers. Same thing on the next one, different numbers. I could keep going. Those are different. You're not all going to have the same numbers, so you do not copy someone else's, because it's very possible that you are going to end up with all of them wrong then. So make sure you do your own work. On the next page, we have L1 is parallel to L2, L3 is parallel to L4, and so these two lines are parallel, and then these two lines are parallel down here. So you can use the properties of parallel lines, the alternate interior angles, the same side interior angles, the alternate exterior angles, and the corresponding angles. You can use that information whenever you are finding your variables, and then you'll put them in the right column over here. For the next page, you've got a figure up here at the top, and then your answers go on the left, and then you've got a figure at the bottom, and your answers go below it. Now this picture at the bottom, it is possible that you get some decimals. You may get 0.25, 0.5, or 0.75 for your angles, and that's okay. You just need to make sure that you're accurate and careful on all of these so that you don't mess up and get the rest of whatever you find wrong. Okay, for the next page, it says, what do you get if you cross a Toyota with an elephant? It gives you a picture, and it gives you some information, and then it'll tell you if MD equals none, you've got to find the other pieces that are missing. And so you've got several pieces of information that you've got to find the links of the segments to. And so let's say that we find that this one is a 5. Well, that means that we put an I in this blank where it says a 5, and in this one, and in that one. And then if this was a 2, we would put an R here, where we have a 2, here, and here. So all of the numbers that go in these blanks are going to be found down here, and you're going to match up your letters with your answers. Now the next part of it is line designs. So line designs are geometric patterns that are formed entirely by the use of straight lines. And so all of these are straight lines, and while this looks like a curve, it is actually not a curve. Okay, so even though that dark segment there looks like a curve, it's really not a curve. So how do we make a line segment? We connect A to A, and then B to B, C to C, etc. And when you get finished, you end up with a picture like this. That's what it results in. So on the next page, you have 4 of them to do. And they show you how if you take your segments and you make them closer together, how it'll change your line design. You can also have one side that's really close together and then spread out the other side, and that'll change what it looks like. And then on this one, we made it an obtuse angle instead of a right angle, and so it'll show you what your line design would look like then. Now notice, it says connect them with a straight edge. That is a ruler. Do not try and do these by hand without a ruler, otherwise your answers are not going to look very pretty, and I'm not going to give you credit because you did not follow directions. You need to make sure to connect these with a ruler, okay? The next one, we've got a square, and it's cut up into 8 pieces. You've got 8 angles there. And so if we look at this top right angle, we have an acute angle. Well, you can do a line design on an acute angle. And so the way we're going to do that, connect this point to that one, and then this point to the next one, and you're going to keep connecting until you get all the way down here, and you're going to connect it down to over here, okay? So that's how you do that one. Now the last page is for a circle. You're going to do a line design on a circle. And so you need to make sure that if we are connecting this point over to this point, that you go straight to that point. You don't end up over here. If I do a line like this, that's not very accurate. But if you are accurate, it's going to look kind of cool. It's a pretty neat final product whenever you get finished with these. But you do have to be very accurate, and you're going to connect each point to each of the other 23 points. So this one will take a few minutes, not something you can do in just 5 minutes, but most people like the design that it ends up with. Okay, so that is how that project works. I hope that you like it. I hope that you find that it's kind of interesting with those line designs. But that's all that your project is this 6 weeks.